I was trying to find something at the last minute. Welcome to WyzGyzEntertainment. Oh dear. Wait a minute.
Final guest that is the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sameti. The YouTube WyzGyz. How you doing, Conrad? Welcome to the show.
All right. That was goofy. All right. So that wasn't as clean as I intended. Well, thank you for coming. Welcome to WyzGyzEntertainment. This is your host, Wyman. I'm going to start doing more videos to try and balance out the channel and try and appease the stupid YouTube algorithm. This video today is to cover some work I did. I just figured it might be fun to cover some of my early works. I did some drawing when I was younger, and one of the things I did, well, I had some family invest in a small startup company that wrote games for the Atari Falcon Mega STE PC, personal computer. That was back in early 80s, I guess. And I was more or less signed up for the job as artist because they didn't really have anyone. And the software they were making mainly involved manipulating pixels. So in terms of finding a cheap artist, I was brought on board, but my family made sure that I got paid for the work I did. So there are a couple things that I got to do for them. First off is a product called Mage. It stands for Magic Arcade Graphics Engine. The name of the company is Magicsoft. Kind of plays on the name of. Wait a minute, was it really? Oh dang! It wasn't until the 90s. All right. I'd already been drawing for at least 10 years before Mage was released. It's got a copyright 1993. As you might be able to tell right off the bat, my lettering skills were not the best. I would venture to say they're still not very good because I haven't practiced them. So Magic Arcade Graphics Engine, I basically did the old-fashioned way and used guidelines, but then I did all my lettering freehand. Magic Arcade Graphics Engine is a tool that allows you to make some basic video games. Actually, somebody, I think it was one of the programmers actually, who submitted a piece of sample work, some artwork that they were considering using for the finished product, for the packaging. But then I threw my hat in the ring and they decided to go with me instead, after they gave me some reference material. And basically what I was trying to convey in here is that on one side, all the actual objects get thrown into the machine, you know, all these images, these ideas for what you want to have in your video game come in, and then they come out the other side in digital format, and that's where you get your finished game ultimately. And you know, it's a wizard theme, and what I'm trying to show here on the bottom, that he's reviewing a flow chart for the graphics engine. So it's one of those sleeves. So I provided the artwork, and then they they had it printed and they folded and sealed. And then there's an empty box, completely plain. And to give you an idea of just how old this stuff was, came with the pouch, software license agreement on hard copy. Nowadays it's in digital format in a PDF or something. And then inside, 3.5-inch floppy diskettes. So this had the interpreter and compiler called GFA Basic. It also has the assembler and debugger. And then on the discs themselves, I thought this was really trippy because you know what they did. So they actually took one of the images I submitted. I submitted a bunch of artwork, and they took one of my images, and this is basically the wizard swirling his hands around with magic, casting a spell. So this one says Sprites Disc 1. It has the same image for Sprites Disc 2, the same image for the Master Disc. And check it out below. It actually even incorporates my signature back in the day. It's like a raised printed red lettering. It's hella cool. This is the extras disc. And this is the source disc. I never did get around to actually installing this game and playing with it. I kind of wish I did in retrospect, because maybe I'd be making video games these days if I got into it early. There are other video game machines now out. One of the ones that stands out to me is Game Salad. As far as I know, it's made for the Mac, and you can make games that you can eventually submit to the Apple Store for consideration. So the user manual has my work on it. I'm just trying to see if it'll focus any better. But this is basically a line art version of what I did. And then there's a logo on the back of the book. Magic Soft, we put the magic in the software. So this is the user manual. And these pages all have my artwork. Oh, here we go. There's an acknowledgments page for me. MagicSoft wishes to thank Wyman for his great art, which can be found throughout this manual. He also designed the artwork for the box. Wyman is 20 years old and is currently attending college in California. He is majoring in electronics technology and spends most of his free time drawing. The contract to do our box and manual art are his first professional artistic endeavors. Previously, his artworks have won him honorable mention, Imagination Art Show, Certificate of Merit, honorable mention, 1984 School Art Contest, Sun Gallery Student Artist Ribbon in 1987 Sun Gallery Art Show, Certificate of Merit and First Place Award 1989 in Martin Luther King Jr. Poster Competition, just to mention a few. If you would like to write him, or if you have any questions or comments regarding his work, please send self-addressed stamped envelope to, and then add my address. Oh man, that's so cool. I forgot it had this acknowledgement to me. All right. So that was the acknowledgments. There's a table of contents, prologue. All right. So in the intro, there's my image of his hand swirling with the magic. Um, let's see here. Let me read this because it gives you a better idea what the heck this is. Thank you for the purchase of Mage, Magic Arcade Graphics Engine System. This product is a full development system for creating professional quality games on the Atari ST/STE/TT/Falcon computer systems. Included in this package are all the high quality tools you will need to produce fantastic video games on your machine. The Mage game design system does require that you have a working knowledge of basic programming. GFA Basic is preferred, and system operation. The Mage system is a very complex set of software tools and commands that work together to give you the most programming power ever available on the Atari series computers. Because of this, it is somewhat more difficult to master than other, more limited programming environments. Please take the time right now to turn your system off and read the entire manual. I would never have the patience to do that. The Mage system is a top-down programming environment. Therefore, a clear understanding of the total system usage may not be obtained by reading just a few chapters. Once the entire process is understood, the Mage system will be more easily mastered. And it's designed to work with the Atari ST, SCE, Mega ST, and TT, and Falcon. Compatible low-resolution mode 320 by 200 with 16 colors. That gives you a sense of how old this is. No other mode will work correctly with the Mage system. A minimum system requirement of 512K of memory and a single floppy drive are required to develop with the Mage, but 1 megabyte of RAM and a hard drive with at least 5 megabytes of free space is highly recommended. Mage puts you in the driver's seat of an advanced game design tool that allows you to effortlessly conform to Atari's published game programming guidelines. This gives your product added compatibility and professionalism. Before you begin using our software, please take the time to read the software license agreement and make a backup copy of all disks included in your system. MagicSoft Inc. gives you permission to make a single backup copy for everyday use. It is a good idea to store your original somewhere safe and cool. Our disks are not copy protected, so you should be able to use the standard GEM interface to make your backup. All right. So there's the image of the Mage and the apprentice agreeing to work together, or the Mage is offering to train the apprentice. Once I was a learner, now I am the master. Now they're getting down to business. Man, these were different times. I'm kind of surprised they let me have my signature so blatantly placed on the imagery as opposed to it being really tiny. Those were different times. So the wizard's training the apprentice. I'm just trying to skip to all the artwork. Maybe in this day and time, I might actually have the patience to read this. Now they're working on, he's training him on how to use the machine. You know, how to adjust all the controls to get what he's trying to achieve. They're working on it some more. So when I was putting together this collection of art, I was trying to tell a story. So he does I don't know if you can see it, but in their first attempt at creating something, the final result was a butterfly, a digital butterfly. And then they practiced some more, and then he did it again, and the digital butterfly is flying and about to land on his hand, and the mage, the wizard, is all ready to give the apprentice a diploma. This, I don't know if I'm not sure I'd be able to easily find it, or if I think I still have a copy somewhere around here. But this is actually the variant cover, if you will, of the Magic Arcade graphics engine, Mage. I submitted 2 covers, and they chose the other one over this one. I thought this was pretty darn cool too. It was like, I think that if I remember correctly, they liked some features of each of them, and they wanted me to merge them into the final product. And many times after the project was completed, we asked for the original artwork back so that I could keep it for my collection, but they never followed through. The owner of the company and the co-founder and the guy who was responsible for handling the physical media never came through and gave the original artwork back to me, so that sucks. I think I reached out to him years later through email or something, but he never replied back. That was the one where the wizard mage hands the diploma and a magical amulet to the apprentice. It's kind of interesting. I did all this line art on inks. I think I was using Rapidograph at the time on Pentalic drawing paper, 12 by 12 inch. And when they scanned it in and printed it, it almost looks like it's got pixelization or jaggies, like they used a low-res version of a scan. I don't know if that was intentional or if they were trying to give it the feel of, computer level ugly graphics. Well, this has some deep blacks. Look at that. That's the arcade graphics engine by itself. I'm seeing if there's any more. Oh, you know what? That might be the end because the apprentice already got his amulet in. His amulet and diploma. So that would have been the end of the story. But yeah, it's cool because, oh man, it was a fun project. I started kind of getting exhausted, to be honest, as it was coming to a close. And that's why, to an extent, I was starting to get grumpy towards the end of the project. And I didn't do as clean a job on the lettering as I should have. So let that be a warning to you. Don't half-ass stuff. No matter how tired you may be, when you commit to an obligation, when you commit to a gig, a paid gig, do your best, always. So that was the first project. The second project, as far as I know, I think I only did a single cover. I don't remember them saying anything. Oh, shoot. See, this is called Mage Arcade Hits Volume 1. The idea was to, release several volumes. And as you can see, it should be 10 action-packed arcade games, Falcon compatible. That was like one of their newest systems on the market from Atari. Their personal computers. And as you can see, there are familiar characters. And that was intentional because this software allowed you to make knockoff versions of popular games. So the back was pretty common for the design of software game boxes for its time, where you have little screenshots and little blurbs describing everything. We put the magic in the software. Oh man, this whole thing is shrink wrapped, and I think it's designed like the first package where it's a wraparound sleeve that slides out. See, I think they did this because they kind of learned their lesson from me. So they did the lettering themselves, and they did it with like professional font, as opposed to letting me hand draw it. Wow, it's actually got Magicsoft headquarters information. You know what? Let's do a box opening stream, and I'm curious. I don't think they use my artwork in the interior, but now I'm eager to find out after all these years if they did. I wasn't asked to do additional stuff on this project like I was for the first, but who knows? All right, so this is the very first time ever opening this. So again, white box, plain. Let's see what it looks like. I was always kind of curious. All right. So, look at this. Oh, hold on. Magicsoft presents Mage, Magic Arcade Graphics Engine. Now you're programming with power. Phone number for sales, phone number for support. Wow. Back in the day, we were selling this for $129.95. Quite powerful if you really think about it, because these are the games that were created using the Mage engine. So it's what's this? Oh, so it's got a sheet and an insert, and it's on this. It's kind of like a glossy, smooth finish. Well, I don't know if you'd really call it smooth. It feels kind of rough on the images. And then on the back, it's got all this literature. Technical notes. It's been designed to offer the novice or professional game designer a set of tools that provides powerful results with a minimum of programming headaches. While there are other products on the market that allow the ST enthusiast to program arcade games, nothing ever released to the general public has been made game designing so easy to do. Several popular games like Dave Muncey's Frogger and Kid Kong took as little as a week to finish. Virtually unlimited sprites. You decide how many sprites you want your program to use. A typical Mage game will have dozens of sprites moving about the screen with a frame rate of 17 to 20 frames per second. Automatic sprite control. Here's a list of Mage controlled sprite options. What about the background screens of your game? With the included character handling routines, you'll also be able to simulate a true character-based display with lightning-fast results. It easily detects when a sprite moves over a character, example Power Pill. You can design several character maps and have them in memory, and then have Mage draw them for you automatically. Use the built-in scrolling character map to create that awesome war game you've always wanted to do. You can create scrolling character displays or maps that span screens up to 16 by 16 wide and tall. Again, with the included map editor, this is a breeze. Support routine, audio. One last note, unlike other game creators that are currently available, Mage provides complete 100% compatibility for all versions of TOS. I'm not sure what that stands for, but I think it's like something operating system, including the new Falcon 030 TOS. No other available system can make this claim right out of the box. Okay, then we've got the book itself, which does have my artwork again. So that's cool. So this box is basically 10 arcade games that were made with the graphics engine tool that was in the other package sold separately. So it included a warranty card. So that's cool. What's this? 1 magic dollar. Collect 5 magic dollars and redeem them. Magic. For 1 free game. See reverse for details. Collect 5 magic dollars and redeem them. Oh. And then to redeem your magic dollars, you must have sent in the warranty cards for each game you purchase. When you purchase your 5th game from MagicSoft, fill in your magic dollar coupons and return them with your 5th warranty card too. Cute little idea. Oh, they reused my artwork on the floppy disks for this package. Arcade Hits Volume 1 and 2. Intro. The selection of games included in this package cover a good spectrum of different types of arcade games. We hope you'll enjoy them, get many hours of entertainment from them. Thank you for purchasing a MagicSoft product. We depend on your support. Games in this Arcade Hits pack were all created using our new game creation tool called Mage. Allows programmers that write code in GFA Basic to create games quickly and efficiently. It's available now through Find Atari dealers everywhere. Yeah, so there's a game. Does it have instructions for every one of these games? Dropix, I think, is like a knockoff of Tetris. Not sure what Sleuth is based on. Thurgenberg is a platform game. Blastron, Evader. Evader might be like Asteroids or Defender. Hopper sounds like Frogger. Blastron. I forget what that is. Oh yeah, like Robotron. Kid Crazy. I'm not sure about that. It's about, I guess you're a kid and you're collecting all kinds of diamonds on each screen. Joystick controlled. Kid Kong, yep. It's like Donkey Kong. Super Dark Pearl. Traverse the vertically scrolling field while picking up or bouncing on red, green, blue jewels along the way. Tiles will help or hinder you on the way. Make it all the way to the top of the field, and all the jewels are collected. You'll proceed to the next level. Huh. Oh, yeah, there was supposed to be some other products. Mage. All right, other Magicsoft products. Mage, which is the one I showed you earlier. DevShell. DevShell is the ultimate programmer shell for GFA Basic, a utility in which all the chores of programming, editing, compiling, setting compiler options, etc., are done with the click of the button. It replaces the menu program that is supplied with GFA Basic, and it is a fully functional work area, which speeds your productivity. Button Zawari is a modernized version of the 3,000-year-old African classic named Mancala. I think I was slated to do the artwork for Button Zawari, but I thought they eventually built it into this package. Blastron, Dropix, Evader, Hopper, ST Invaders, Kid Kong, Kid Crazy, Super Dark Pearl, Sleuth, Thurgomerg. Huh. That might have been for Volume 2 then. Button Zawari. I remember seeing, screenshots and some gameplay on it. Nerds. Nerds is a computer version of the very popular card game, sometimes called Nerds or Speed or Spitz. Our version allows for up to 9 players to compete in fast head-to-head action. Allows for modern play via telephone lines or null modem link-up. 2 players can compete on each machine. Up to 8 players can compete via the MIDI link-up, MIDI, M-I-D-I, with one final computer player to make it a total of 9 contestants. Wow. That'd be funny if you could still order the games. You may purchase any of the above listed products directly from us, include $5 for postage and handling. Send to. Yeah. Company went out of business after like 2 or 3 years, as I recall. Unfortunately, it was a risk being a startup and everything, but it was a fun risk. So that was Mage Arcade Hits Volume 1, opened before your eyes for the very first time. I had never opened that up until today. What I was doing earlier is I was grabbing my notebook from before, because I was trying to do it during my countdown at the start of the stream, but that didn't go over well, as you noticed. But I actually did find some original artwork. Let me show you some of this here. All right, so to give you a feel for how I used to do things. What was this for? I'm not sure. Oh, I think I know what that's about. No. Oh, okay. I think it was an early concept idea. I did a lot of my concept work on regular lined paper, the kind you use for schoolwork. And I used a ballpoint pen. Here's what some of the original artwork looked like. It's on paper. This looks like it came out of a notepad or something, because this doesn't even look like standard 8.5 by 11. But these are literally all in pencils. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was number 2 pencils, like the kind you use on Scantron forms in school. And I made notes of what chapter it was for. This was for the interiors of the book and stuff. And that bigger image is supposed to be what the amulet looks like that the wizard gave the apprentice. Here's the artwork that was, man, I guess they were really into this special paper. I wasn't big on it, but this is the image that was originally shown to me, or it was my competition for the cover. Now you're programming with power. Can you hear that? It's this weird plasticky material. I don't care for it myself, but this is what the other company's artist did. And then, as you know, they eventually went with my cover. And then, let's see. Then they, shoot. Oh, all right. Here's what they were thinking of going with for the Arcade Hits Volume 1. And then here's what they went with. My piece. So, comparison before and after. Comparison before and after. Now, this last one, I think this is the last thing I'm going to be able to show you. All right, so I think this eventually did get released before the company went out of business. But they had this idea for card games. And it was going to be in... they decided to be more economic. Oh, all right, hold on. Before I go into that, let me show you some more concept art. Here's how I did concept art. Sketches all over the place. And then you can see here, I was identifying what number the colors were that I was using, so that I could quickly jump back and forth between the colors. I'm pretty sure I was using, is it Pentel watercolor pens? So this must have been like early sketches, and then I eventually redid it on a clean sheet of paper. see. Kind of crazy because I even have, original correspondences and copies of the check I got for the job. I've got some notes here about Nerds. Oh, all right. Nerds is the card game. Oh, all right. All right, so let me show you what the finished product looked like. I think they eventually used it, but I don't remember seeing the finished result. So this is supposed to reflect various people on their computer dialed in and playing their card game against the computer dealer. Kind of seems backwards nowadays, doesn't it? Because the dealer looks like the only real one. But that's why I was trying to depict human faces in the computers. Here's some concept art. Practice colors. I was always struggling to figure out how to depict a Western scene without having everything blend in with one another with so much stuff being made of wood. And the funny thing is, normally in Westerns, the tabletops are not green felt like they are in Vegas. They're actually just brown wood. So what I would do is, after I got the line art done, I would make copies of the line art and then just hand color. Oh wow! I have several blank copies. More blank copies. Here's what I started on, but never finished. I think I realized early on that I was going in the wrong direction for that one. And as you can see, that happened a lot. It looks like the original line art was done in 1994. Specifically, July 18th, 1994. It's kind of funny that it seems like I was able to tell from early on that, when something wasn't looking right and that I had to start over in terms of the colors. I think the finished result turned out decent. I especially like how I did the floors, the wooden floors. This was a crazy one. Look at all the marks on the borders. I'm trying to figure out what colors work best against other colors. Too much red in here. I don't know why I decided to go red. Oh, more concept art. Concept art. Okay, that might be it for that. Let me see. Mama say mama sama makusa. 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 Because they taste like you. Here's oh shoot, what's this? Oh, part of some picture frame, I guess. That's broke off. I guess it's part of that frame. Oh, I didn't know I had the pieces. So I've got that. That's the Arcade Hits Volume 1. Here was my reference material for Nerds. Dang it. I can't believe I forget the name of this actor. But there's Mel Gibson. I think, is that Stagecoach or no, that's not the name. But Mel Gibson did a remake. Again, that's what ended up being the final piece. And you know how the first two boxes, the first two box packagings were a plain box in a wraparound sleeve and then shrink wrapped? Well, when they did Nerds, they went cheaper and they took like a 6x9 inch manila, well, no, not manila, bubble wrap package, and it was like neon pink or something like that. I think they were going to do a different color each game, to stand out on the shelves. And then I think it had my Western artwork on it. I'm just checking to see if I can find any more evidence, traces of that. But I am having trouble finding anything else. Oh, I guess that's it then. Yeah, I wish I could find, I think we used to have one copy of that new packaging, but I can't find any sign of it. So, but I wanted to just share that with you. I thought it was cool. It's fun. It would be neat to, work on some more product packaging in the future. But that's a glimpse into my past and my style of artwork back then. I'm rusty now, but I got to work on brushing off the pencils and pens and get back into the swing of things, because ultimately I like to release my own book. I've got a couple IPs in mind. I'm just trying to develop them further and figure out which it makes more sense to release first, because they're two widely different concepts. One of them is like traditional superhero, kick-ass superhero, but with some laughter and fun. And the other is very much cartoon strip style, which is like, think of Garfield, think of Calvin and Hobbes, that kind of stuff. And I can only hope that I'd be clever enough to write material as poignant as Calvin and Hobbes or Peanuts. But yeah, those are the two main projects that I've got going on in the back burner. But I first need to really practice my art again. Get back into the swing of things. So thank you very much for joining me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. You can find me on Facebook and YouTube under WyzGyzEntertainment. You can find me on Twitter at WyzGyzTweets. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Mark the bell for notifications. Indicate that you want to receive all notifications. So hopefully you receive all advance word when a new video and stream is released. I'm considering doing that preview mode because that might be a way to get around YouTube's failing notification system. So maybe I'll start doing previews too. Please drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've even heard of these products, if you were alive back in the day, and if you ever, heck, that would be fun to find out if you even owned an Atari computer back then. Let me know. So we are closing out, ending broadcast in 3, 2, 1.
Guest is the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sammetti. The YouTube WyzGyz. How you doing, Conrad? Welcome to the show.
Oops.